Okay friends, to get started on replacing our serpentine belt tensioner, we're going to have to remove our serpentine belt. It's always a great idea to inspect the serpentine belt to make sure it's in good condition. Ours is not in good condition, so I'm going to be replacing it. If you're worried about the belt routing, you can either draw what this looks like on a piece of paper, or of course if you were to look at the front of your vehicle right along the cowl, you should see a nice diagram here for you and just go by that. With that said, we're going to use the serpentine belt tool, and we're going to come right down along this area to the serpentine belt tensioner right in the center. We're going to turn this counterclockwise and it'll relieve tension of the belt, and then we'll get the belt out of the way. Counterclockwise, and we'll get the belt right off. Release that. Get our tool out of the way. Remove the belt fully so you can inspect it. Set that aside for now. Now looking at the serpentine belt tensioner, you're going to be able to see the mounting bolt located right here. To get to that, you're going to use a T50 Torx Socket. That socket's going to look like this, and it looks like a star. You need a T50. Put this right on there. We're going to turn it counterclockwise, obviously, and remove the center bolt. There we are. All right, now that we've got that like that, we should be able to break this free from the engine and remove it. We'll just remove the bolt from our old tensioner. We can go ahead and install it into our new tensioner. Just give them a quick look over, make sure they're the same. This looks perfect, as I would expect. Let's get ready for an install. Looking at the back of the tensioner, you're going to see there's two little pitons. If you look down at the engine where it's supposed to mount, you're going to see a hole and another hole. We need, obviously, those pitons to line up with there and the bolt to line up with its bolt hole. Down here, line up those pitons, and of course our bolt. We'll start this bolt in, and then we're going to snug it up. Once we have it bottomed out, we'll torque it to 41 foot-pounds. Okay, that's bottomed out. Let's switch to the torque wrench. Once again, we're torquing this to 41 foot-pounds. That's torqued. Now we want to compare our old belt to our new belt. I'm just going to take one finger like this and put it through. Then I'm going to go down to the other end, same thing with one finger, put it through, and then I want to try to line these up. We want them to be approximately the same length overall. This looks great. The next thing that you would want to do is, of course, turn them to the inside, and you'd want to count those ribs. For me personally on mine, I know that my belt was damaged and it was missing a whole rib, so I'm just going to have to go with the imagination that it's there, count them up, it should come out even, perfect. Now that we've got the belt up inside the engine compartment area, we just want to take a quick look at that belt routing. If you have it written down someplace, or if you look at that diagram, you're going to be ready to go. Whenever I'm going to be replacing my serpentine belt, or even just removing and reinstalling, I always like to try to clean out any of the areas on the pulleys as I can. So now we're just going to open up our belt like this, and I'm going to take this end right here. I'm going to go down and around that crank. The crank is the main pulley of the engine, so that's where I always like to start. I'm going to go right around it completely, try to make sure it's set in there if possible. I'm going to take the ribbed end, and I'm going to go out and around this idler pulley right here. So what I did here is I put the belt around all my pulleys, an exception of just the one. And yeah, you could try to go where the tensioner is, but that's going to be the hardest pulley to put it over last, because of course you're going to have your tool in the way. What I would do at this point is I would just hold tension where my finger is now. I would remove the belt carefully from the power steering pump all the way on the other side, put it on the tensioner just like this, and now of course I'm holding pressure again, and I'm going to get my belt tensioner on there, or my tool on my belt tensioner, relieve the tension from it, and just try to slide it over the pulley now. Be careful for any pinch points. You don't want to get your finger pinched in any way. Once you feel as though you get your belt on there, it's ultra important to make sure you double check all of your pulleys. What I mean by that is you want to make sure that the belt is sitting directly inside of all the grooves on the pulley. If you notice that the belt is hanging off on one side or the other, you're going to cause detrimental damage to your belt, and you're going to have to replace it again. Nobody wants to do that. Double check all the way around all of your pulleys. You can feel around. This actually feels really great. All right, let's start it up and double check it. And when I start this up, I'm only going to run it for maybe 5 seconds, and then I'm going to turn it right off, and I'm going to double check to make sure it's sitting the way that it needs to. After a short amount of time of running, you should very easily be able to see if you missed a tooth on your belt routing. Okay, so now I'm just double checking. I always like to double, even triple check my work sometimes. This feels perfect. All right, next thing, close the hood, take it for a road test.